What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. The name is Frosty. The Snowman. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Arc 3.0 Hunter, and hopefully by the end of this, as I break down all the new abilities, you have a clear idea of what fragments, aspects, and abilities to run on your Hunter. So let's go ahead and dive into it. The first thing I want to look at is a brand new Arc Super, which is going to be a really crazy like spear infused with arc energy that you just throw at people. So the first things first, I want you to look at the radius. If you throw it away from a person, it has a chance of one-shotting them, but it's very easy to get away of. This super is not going to be super crazy. I want you to keep that in mind, but there are some ways to make this much better than what it currently seems on the surface. So players will probably get away from it pretty easily. If you direct impact, it will one-shot kill. Now the hitbox on this super is not very generous. If you do not hit directly, it's a good chance you're not going to kill them and they get away. Now, it has a good area of control. Players will die in the area of control. It's going to be good for controlling spots like zones in Trials of Osiris, zones inside of 6v6 Crucible, things of that nature. So the next thing we want to do is compare this to the defensive supers, such as the Well of Radiance, so that we can see how this super performs against that, because that is going to be the main way we want to utilize this super. If it's not going to secure kills effectively, then it should be a good counter for some of these, you know, sit there super. So if I throw it next to him, it's actually not going to do enough damage to kill him, nor is it going to do enough damage to destroy the Well of Radiance. So in that sense, it's kind of useless and you just wasted your super. So you're thinking, what's the point then? This thing is garbage. Well, it does have a pretty fast cooldown, which means you have a really high chance of actually getting the super inside of something like Trials of Osiris, actually getting your super once or twice inside of 6v6. But if your goal is to get multi-kills instead of a 6v6 environment, then Arc Staff will be fine. Now we're going to see how we turn this super from like what seems to be bottom tier to actually really good tier. So even on a direct impact on the well, it won't destroy it. That direct impact, it actually destroyed it. What? That's not normal.
It was at the last 2 seconds.
Oh, okay, I ran out.
Yeah.
All right. So even with a direct impact, it's not going to one-shot the well or anything like that. And the direct impact will do additional damage. So we're going to go ahead and test it again for you. I missed. You can hit the top of the ball or the actual sword. I'm going to go for the sword. What's a little bit lame about the super is that whenever you pop it, like let's say your reticle is right on the heavy ammo. I'm not going to move my aim. I want you to look at the reticle. It changes the direction of where it's going. So keep that in mind. Whenever you're going to pop your super, you will have to like change your aim. I know most people probably will disregard that. And then they're going to be like, oh my God, my arc staff didn't go where I aimed it. Like, what's going on with this? You will have to adjust your aim. Now, there's some ways to make this super better. Now, in a 1v1 situation, you pop a well. Go ahead. It takes about 3 hand cannon shots plus a direct impact with the arc staff to destroy the well. And that's how you counter it. 3 hand cannon shots. Kind of difficult. But then you consider having abilities, you consider having teammates that are also shooting the well, then it's a little bit of a different story. You can kind of shut it down quite easily. Another situation, let's say that you don't have good enough aim to actually direct impact the well. Let's go see what happens when you hit it on the side. Go ahead and pop. So in order to destroy a well, if you're not going to direct impact it, you have to hit about 7 hand cannon shots from a 140 RPM hand cannon. So I hit 7 shots right there, going for the distance. And then it will destroy it. Mind you, you can hit those 7 shots whenever you want, or 3 shots whenever you want, during the time that the staff is doing damage. Okay, so you don't have to do like the damage first with the primary, then arc staff it. I'll show here. So let's say I'm battling a Well of Radiance. I hit 1 shot, but he's shooting me, so I can't hit it. I'm gonna direct impact it. So then I go in for the last 2 shots, and then it's gone. You see what I'm saying? So that's how you really utilize and push the super to its best of its ability, and you actually have way more fun with it. And that's honestly the best way I would use it. As you saw earlier, trying to secure kills against moving targets is quite difficult. We're gonna get Stras to pop a Dawn Blade and move around the map and see if I can even hit him, because the hitbox is not crazy. So it's very difficult to get the super to hit on. So a lot of downsides to it. The upsides are very rare, but they're there. And that's one way to play with it. We're going to go ahead and move on. We know what the other super, the arc staff, does. The whirlwind will deflect projectiles, which is huge. It's clutch. We'll go ahead and showcase that real quick against the Dawn Blade. And then the palm strike will always kill a whale or a titan bubble inside of it. You know, it's going to have some crazy damage. So we're going to try to deflect arc Dawn Blade shots. So huge, right? Most people are thinking that they're going to run an arc staff 24/7, which is fine inside of 6v6 scenarios. It's fine if you're cracked with max intellect and can get an arc staff instead of trials. But most of the time, you know, your average Joe is going to have a tough time getting their first super and even using it for fun. So Gathering Storm will probably be the play for, you know, some people, but you got to know how to use it, when to use it, and what ways it's going to fail you and what ways it will succeed. So now that we got the supers out of the way, we're going to spend some time taking a look at what abilities, aspects, and the fragments you should be kind of looking for when it comes to PvP. So for the dodges, primarily I'm going Gambler's Dodge. Getting your melee ability back in this whole subclass is going to be huge because the melees are actually super strong and very important to the aspects. Speaking of which, let's take a look at the aspects. My first pick is Flow State, and I think this is the best one. It states, defeating a jolted target makes you amplified. So the main thing to take notice of here in the arc aspect is that whenever you're amplified, you're going to be more resilient while dodging. This is going to give you some insane survivability in close range combat, and we're going to showcase some of the things you can do with that dodge amplified. So I'm going to go ahead and use the melee ability Disorient Blow to instantly proc the amplified. Go ahead and body shot me. Go ahead. And I survive a sniper body shot from a 140 RPM. That's the beloved archetype. So even on a headshot, it does about 20 damage. Pretty insane survivability skills. I want to show you what happens when we do it against a Gallahorn, just to showcase to you the survivability, the resistance you get with that amplified dodge. So I'm going to get amplified first. I'm going to back off and do a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. I'm dodging into the rocket and I survive that damage. So pretty crazy resistance when it comes to the hunter dodge, but you do have to be amplified. Let's go ahead and keep looking at everything else. So we have Lethal Current. This one says, after dodging, your next melee attack has increased lunge range, jolts a target, and creates a damaging aftershock. Damaging any jolted target with the melee attack also blinds them. So my melee pick is actually going to be Combination Blow. There's way too many benefits here for the neutral play that ultimately decided to be the must-go-to pick other than Disorienting Blow. I know this one gives you an easy amplified, which works with the aspect, but I'm going to show to you why that doesn't really matter too much. It's a 40-second cooldown, so you're always going to have this melee ability available to proc your abilities. So this melee says it's going to refill your class ability after defeating a target. It also restores a small amount of health, which helps with survivability. So I want you to take notice of what happens when I defeat a target with this melee punch. So I'm going to proc my dodge, do a little bit of damage, finish off with the melee. Now I have amplified. I also have my dodge back immediately, and I have that resist on the dodge. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Anytime you get a melee cleanup with the Combination Blow melee, not only do you get health back, but you also get your dodge back instantly, and you're proccing amplified plus the blinding. So because of that, I ended up deciding that it was a pick here instead of Disorienting Blow. But if you're somebody that can't get the combination down, you want something a little bit easier, just proc the amplify, take advantage of that speed bonus, and you know, get it on command, your damage resistance mid dodge, then Disorienting Blow is going to be fine. But the combo here with the two aspects, it's really good. So next up is going to be the grenade picks. Arc Bolt has always been a really good arc grenade, so I'm going to go ahead and pick this one. Now, due to the fragments, there's ways to get jolted by hitting them with a grenade. Some are easier to tag the players with than the others. For example, hitting somebody with a flashbang might not be as easy as hitting somebody with a skip grenade. Skip grenades seek targets, so they will always get you jolted pretty easily. And that synergizes with your aspects. When you defeat jolted targets, you become amplified. So if you're somebody that likes to leave with a grenade, get the cleanup, don't worry, you got the amplified right there, which is huge. Now, again, a quick breakdown of what amplified does. Your movement speed and weapon handling are greatly increased. And after sprinting for a short time, your movement speed is further increased. Okay, so that's pretty awesome. Next up, I want to take a look at the fragments that I ended up going for. Spark of Shock. so that the arc grenades actually jolt targets. I can defeat them and proc that flow state. We have Spark of Focus. After sprinting for a short time, your class ability regeneration is increased. It's all about sprinting. Your cooldown, you waste it. Don't worry, you sprint, you get it back quickly. Next up, Spark of Recharge. While critically wounded, your melee and grenade energy regenerates more quickly. If you're somebody that likes to engage in gunfights, maybe you get hit by a pulse rifle shot, a big body shot from a sniper rifle, you trade hand cannon shots and you're critically wounded, well, it's going to give you some benefits for being somebody that engages into some damage because you're going to get your grenades and your melee back quickly. That's why I really like this fragment. Last but not least, Spark of Momentum. Sliding over ammo bricks reloads your equipped weapon and grants a small amount of melee energy. This is going to funnel into the idea of having your melee always activated, because if you have your melee activated at all times, you pretty much always have your dodge activated at all times as well. Well, you refund the energy, right? And right now, these are kind of like the go-to picks in my opinion until we get to mess around with the other fragments. So I want to show you how dangerous the flow state aspect can be when you combine it with all the abilities that I give you. I'm going to put on an exotic to really showcase how much damage resistance you have. We're going to go ahead and have a Nova Bomb thrown at us. But first, I want you to see what it's like just normally, all right? Do you have a Nova Bomb on? Let's see. All right, when I say go, go ahead. I'm going to dodge into it. Go. Oh, I forgot to dodge. We'll try again. Go ahead and Nova Bomb me. So thanks to Amplified, I'm able to eat a Nova Bomb mid-dodge. So pretty crazy survivability. Now let's take a look when you take advantage of something like Radiant Dance Machines. Maybe you won't use these exotics, but this is a good showcase of how much damage resistance you really have with this dodge and get you to start thinking of how to utilize this to maybe bait some sniper ammo, maybe perhaps bait shotgun ammo or super perhaps, okay? So let's go ahead and get this Orienting Blow. I want you to Nova Bomb me. Oh my god. Make it amplified. From a distance. Go ahead. So I can dodge inside the Nova Bomb and I'm tanking all of that. And the moment I stop, watch. Go ahead and Nova Bomb the wall again. Look how much damage I take when I'm not dodging. Fast. So that's a good comparison of how tanky you are as a hunter using that dodge. Radiant Dance Machines might actually come back as a meta pick when it comes to using exotics. So again, Amplified. See if this player can kill me with a melee attack. Nope. And every time he hits me with a melee, I'm taking damage resistance. What else can we test out? Chaos Reach. Go and Wither Horde. Go ahead and stand on the Wither Horde. I'm gonna get Amplified. And this is a survivability on top of a Wither Horde. And if you play Destiny, you know how fast the Wither Horde on the floor will melt you. So let's take a look at the dodge against a Chaos Reach, for example. I'm not gonna use Radiant Dance Machine. So on go. 3, 2, hold on, I need to get Amplified. 3, 2, 1, go. So that's me against a Chaos Reach. As a hunter, you're going to want to make sure you practice enough and get the combos right. Amplified will buff your dodge. Any melee kill restores health. You'll be able to restore your dodge back quickly too. And you're pretty much good to go. The reason I switched to this Orienting Blow here to showcase the lethality of the dodge and the jolt stuff is because I could just punch him without killing him and it makes things faster with the showcase. So one thing to notice as well is that combination blow ×2 while the dodge is procced will one-shot kill a player. So let me know if you spawn red or green, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and get that combination blow.
Red.
Okay. So we have 15 seconds right now. It almost one-shot kills. If I get a second stack, let's see what happens. Are you agreeing?
Yeah.
10 seconds on the clock. Oh.
Spawned me really far that time.
It does one-shot kill with combination blow ×2, causing the explosion and the blind. So, things to consider. Your melee punch is very, very strong. You're going to be able to stand right next to the Titans. What else can I tell you? So, the last aspect is called Tempest Strike. While sliding, activate your charge melee ability to unleash a devastating uppercut attack that travels along the ground in front of you, damaging and jolting targets on its path. So this aspect is kind of so-and-so. I feel like it doesn't offer as much as the other two aspects. It does have 2 fragment slots, which is fine. The melee uppercut can be pretty decent. It depends how, you play with it, if you're really good with it or not. But personally, I'm just going to recommend the other 2 aspects, the lethal current and the flow state. So we went over the grenades. We went over the melees. If you don't like combination blow, you just want the increased amplified or the right away amplified proc, disorienting blow is fine. It does have a 1 minute 40-second cooldown that goes down with the strength. But upon testing and combining with the aspects and the way it works, combination blow is going to be a really strong ability. This is all considering not using any exotics. So once you start putting exotics on top of these abilities, it gets even better. Strafe jump with ARC 3.0, we do have blink now, which is awesome. It's an improved and it feels great. You can blink, and there's a little bit of movement tick I can teach you with this as well. So this super, whenever I pop the arc staff, actually sends me backwards a little bit. And you can combine that into 2 blinks to create a lot of distance away from people. So I'm going to blink backwards, pop my super, and I can blink backwards again. And I get a lot of distance away from wherever I initially was at. So we can test that again. Blink backwards. It sends me back, and I blink backwards even more. You could also do it kind of a forward momentum and backwards move if you really care about that. Forward blink, sets me back, and I blink backwards. You kind of get in, you get out. So that's one way to utilize it. Some tips to share. And I believe that is going to be pretty much it for Arc Strider 3.0 on the Hunter. I hope this helped you out with a rough idea of what to run for Crucible, what abilities are going to be the best options here, and how things pretty much work.